Welcome to your Huddersfield property market update. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or you're just looking for general guidance as to the property market, here are some statistics to break that down for you. Let's start with supply. In February 2026, there were 735 properties for sale across Huddersfield. That is higher than usual and shows buyers now have a far more choice than they did a few years ago. New listings came in at 148 homes for the month. That is slightly down from January, but still above average for this time of year. Question you might have is, what is driving this? And the answer is confidence. More sellers are coming to market because homes are selling and prices have been holding up. At the same time, we are no longer seeing the shortages of sort of housing supply from 2021 and 2022. So the supply has naturally sort of built itself back up. Overall, this is a very well supplied market without being oversaturated. Let's have a look at the average asking price for new listings being £358,509, which is just over 11% higher than last year. Now, although that sounds like a big jump, part of this is down to the type of homes coming to market. More sort of larger family homes and character properties are being listed, which naturally pushes the average up. Price per square foot is now around £304, which is the highest level we've seen recorded. The reason that's important is because it shows the true trend. Even when the mix of homes changes, the value buyers are willing to pay for the space is still on the rise. For homes going under offer, the average price is £328,268, and price per square foot is £306, which is also a record high. So whilst buyers are still negotiating, they are consistently paying more for good quality homes that is being driven by the demand for space, lifestyle, and better value compared to the nearby cities. Next up is sales activity, and this is where things really do, for me, stand out. So in February, 131 homes were marked as sold subject to contract, the highest level seen in the last 6 years. What does this tell us? Buyers aren't holding back. Why is this happening? I think there are sort of two main reasons. So first, buyers now have kind of more choice in the market, which makes it easier for them to find the right home. And secondly, confidence is significantly improved. People feel more certain about moving, especially as pricing has remained relatively stable. And I feel, that this really is a market where decisions are being made, which is very positive and supports everything we've just covered really. Let's talk about market mechanics. So let's look at what is happening behind the scenes. There were 59 price reductions in February, which is the lowest level recorded. This suggests that most homes are being priced correctly from the off, which helps them sell faster and with less friction. Withdrawals, on the other hand, came in at 44 properties, which is normal for a market of this size. There is no sign of sellers losing confidence. Now, a lot of the time I speak to people on valuations and in the markets, and one thing we like to cover and discuss is fall-throughs. Exactly. Fall-throughs were just at 25, which is very low, which tells us something quite important. Buyers are serious, they have finances in place and are following through with the purchases. I've personally experienced a number of different, what I call a crux, but other people may call a problem, an issue, a speed bump. But I've got pragmatic buyers that are actually stepping through these issues carefully and methodically, which is solving them. So supporting the fall-throughs at just 25, which is very low, buyers being serious, also being able to step through any issues and problems that they're facing. So overall, the process from listing to sale is working quite smoothly. So what does this mean for buyers and sellers? For buyers, this is a good market to be in. There's more choice than before. The buying process is running more smoothly, and statistically, there are a lot less fall-throughs. But competition's still there. With sales at a record high and price per square foot on the rise, the best homes are being snapped up. Being prepared and ready to act is key. For sellers, on the other hand, conditions are very strong. Homes are selling, and fewer are needing price reductions. But the reason for that success is clear. Sellers are pricing realistically from the start, and if you get that right and present the property well, the chances of a smooth sale are very high. That was your February market update for Huddersfield. The numbers show a market that is strong, stable, and working really well. Stock levels are healthy, sales activity is high, and pricing continues to move in the right direction. However, there is clearly some uncertainty in the wider world right now, particularly with ongoing troubles in the Middle East. As always, events like this can influence confidence, mortgage rates, and in turn, buyer behaviour. It will be fascinating to see how this begins to show in the March figures. For now, Huddersfield remains a market driven by real demand, strong value, and steady growth as we head into the spring season. I'm George White, your personal estate agent partnered with Red Roots Property. If you are considering selling in Huddersfield, Shepley, and the surrounding areas, a HD postcode, even further afield, give me a call, be in touch, let me know how I can help, and I will try and put you in the best position possible.